Hello and welcome to day 4 of the 5-day SEO challenge. So today we're going to do this technical SEO analysis using a free tool called Screaming Frog. Now, technical analysis is probably, it sounds more scary than it is. It's fairly straightforward when you look into it. And what I'd say is, once you've done it, you can always go to YouTube, have a look at some videos to try and fix these issues. Or you can give us a shout and we can help you out with that. So what I'm now is I'm on the site called Screaming Frog. Sorry, it's not a site, it's an application. It's free to download. You just go to Google, put in Screaming Frog, and you'll find the website where you can download this. And this is what it looks like. So what we're going to do is we're going to pop the URL that we want Screaming Frog to crawl. And what it's going to do is it's going to crawl the site and it's going to identify any errors. It's going to identify your site structure, any issues, the response time, your meta descriptions, all the SEO stuff that we need to check. So I'm going to go to SLC events, .uk, and I'm going to click on start. Okay, I'll have the slide. That's 6 of it go up, so you can see the things. So we're about up to halfway now. The length depends on the size of the site, so the more pages there are to crawl, the longer it's going to take. This is a fairly small site, so there we go. Okay, so it's now fully crawled. So what we can see along the top here is the different tabs. So I've got internal, external, security. So this is going to give me all the pages on the site, and it'll let me know, if it's been moved, if it's a 301 redirect, if it's non-indexable. And some of these pages may be non-indexable that I don't want to be shown in the search engines. If not, if for example the URL has changed or the slug has changed for it, you may need to do a 301 redirect depending on that. Okay, so then you can come across here. You can go to the external. So these are all the external links coming back in. You can see here these are all the links that go back into the site. You've then got your security, your response code. So these are the codes of all the pages, the URL, the page titles, and this is where we can start looking at our SEO. So when we can say really the internal and external, that really, and the response codes, that looks at any errors on the site. When we start getting to the page titles, the meta description, the meta keywords, these are the on-page SEO aspects that we need to consider. So you can see here, these are a list of the different pages or blog posts on the site. It's going to give me, first of all, the occurrences. I want this to be ones. If it's 2, it's a duplication. I go across, I've got the title, the length, the pixel width. Is it indexable? So this is what I'm looking at. If it says non-indexable or not being indexed, that means it is not showing on Google. So this way I can check my blog titles, particularly as I get more and more blog titles. I want to make sure that there's only one occurrence. Then I'm going to look at the meta description. So I click on it, this cross, and you can see here, I've got there in the contact me, there is no meta description for that page. And again, on this category here, when in planning, there is no meta description. Now, if it's a category, there may not be a meta description in place. Okay, so, but other than that, I'm able to see all of my meta descriptions and identify where there's any gaps. And if appropriate, I'm going to want to fill that gap, go to my website and add the meta description. We're then going to look at meta keywords, which is the next one across. And this, all the way down here, these are all the different pages on the site, and it's showing the meta keywords. I mean, it doesn't always show, as you can see, it's not showing them here. But this is where when we create our blog posts, we make sure that we put a focus keyword in there. So H1s and H2s, these are the heading tags. So when you write a blog post, when you write a page, what you need to do is making sure that you put in H1 tags. Now, if you're doing HTML coding, this is where you would put a brackets H1 around it. If you work on YouTube, if you're working on WordPress, you can do this on a what you see is what you get editor, and that will go in no problem at all. And the same with Wix and other website builders. You would just make sure that you would have a heading text in there, and the heading text should contain your target keyword wherever possible. So H1 is your main heading, H2 is the smaller heading, and then you've got some more pages. such as content, so all the word count of all your content, the images that you have on the page. Just a just a pointer here with this. When you upload an image, try to make sure that you've saved the image as your keyword for that blog post. So you've saved that image and you've popped it on your site as a saved image. The other thing to consider with images is they're probably one of the biggest reasons why your site might be slow, particularly if you've downloaded an image from a stock photo. Sometimes, I mean, I did one the other day, and the picture was 6 megabytes, and they were wondering why their website was slow. Yeah, making sure that you've compressed them in the first instance, but you're able to see all of your images here. You can see there, these are all in KBs. If you see an MB there, you're going to want to have a look at that. All right, so that's the main things to look at from that perspective. And just over this side, you can see a bit here on response times. You know, we can see 99% or 88% of our response time is between 0 and 1 second. Most of it's a quick site, and we have had issues with speed on this site, but we've got that down. And you can see things like site structure, which will structure it out, issues. Okay, you can see here there are a couple of high issues that need to get sorted out. Okay, so that's just a really quick whistle stop tour with Screaming Frog. There are plenty of tutorials online. What I'd say is get the tool, pop your website in, have a look at it, see what you can understand, fix what you can, and working from that. If there's anything you can't do, always drop it into the Facebook group, and if we do know any resources, we'll pop it your way. Okay, thanks for staying with me on this one. So I'll see you in the final day, day 5, which is tomorrow. Catch you then. Bye-bye.